know what attachments are right now.
You should find some items in a box.
I'll figure it out eventually, though.
Oh my god, look at all this wood right here.
You're running right now, and Allie can let them know how they can join the show.
Yeah, of course. Just like last year, make sure you tweet out all of your ranked clips at CODLEAD using the hashtag #CBLRanked, and maybe we'll feature you on the
boxes.
Seriously, send us your quad feeds. I want to see that stuff. Let's take a look at the schedule, though, from the pros, because they take the stage here in about 20 minutes with Toronto Ultra facing off against Las Vegas Legion. We're going to see Gorillas against Heretics, Rocker against Surge, and we'll close it out with the unbeaten Atlanta FaZe as they take on the Carolina Royal Ravens. Taking a look at the standings, though, Allie. FaZe, you're good. You're in that winners bracket. Everyone on that right side of the screen, though, it's getting murky.
Oh, yeah, there's a 3-way tie right now, and it could turn to a 4- or 5-way tie with the way that Seattle could lose today, or any of the teams that are 1-4 could possibly lose.
Like, it may be better for you to go start a base somewhere else.
In that 10th position, trying to break into the top 8, and they've decided it's time to make some drastic changes. Out with the newish and back with the old. Felonies rejoins the squad. Alongside Glacier, GodRx is out, and he officially is retiring, it looks like, Nameless.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like Carolina Royal Ravens just pushing the red button. It's been a tough start to the season for these guys, and I think they need to pick up the pace a bit. So we're saying goodbye to GodRx. He officially has retired from Call of Duty, and he's given us some great moments over the years, man. Thank you for the games. You know, bursting into the scene some years back, and he's sort of been a journeyman on different organizations throughout his career, in and out of the pro scene, back in the challengers, and he's had a decent amount of success.
Absolutely. Adam, you will be missed, and best of luck with you and your wife, whatever you guys are doing next. Love to see the family growing. Let's talk a little bit about another team that is growing, at least in the leaderboard. It's Minnesota. This team now has 2 dubs, 6 games in a row, and Lindsay's trying to put up a candidate for Rookie of the Year.
Oh, absolutely. And you know what was great about the series that we saw yesterday against LAG? Both these teams were kind of in the same situation, so the fact that Mr. Rocker was able to take it so handedly, I think was very good for their confidence moving forward. And the fact that it wasn't just Linz doing well, it was all the Linz show up until yesterday. Vivid kind of reminded us what kind of player he can be on the map. So hopefully we see some consistency from him moving forward and a different Minnesota Rocker team.
The Direwolf came out.
Search and Destroy has been the bread and butter of Call of Duty competitive since the beginning. And this
Search and Destroy in the map number 2, 15-8. Even the damage was insane. He had a clutch as well during this map. Again, Vivid is one of those players that when he is able to be in the groove, he hits some of the craziest routes and gets some of the craziest timing. So for Vivid, I'm hoping again to see some of that consistency and a hell of a performance from yesterday.
Nameless, for everyone who wrote off Rocker, now they may be thinking twice, because if Rocker beats Surge, they're definitely in the top 8, if not the top 6. What do you think this matchup is? How do you think this matchup is going to go, though, looking at these records?
Man, you know, it's sort of unpredictable. You want to see Seattle Surge should be able to come
in. If I just build right down here?
Some struggles in hardpoint as of late, and for the Minnesota Rocker,
I'm plan is just to move that base out of there anyway.
In respawn so far, so they've had some big improvements. And the scariest thing about the Rockers
is damn close to the damn spawn.
Didn't even do much yesterday. You got to think eventually he's going to get more comfortable, and they will very much improve, because he's supposed to be the guy.
Like all those stone things you see, like they get stuck on them all the time.
He did it in a Boston jersey, and we're going to Boston next week, so maybe he's just waking up right now. Let's talk a little bit about some of the action that is going on today, though. It's not just Minnesota. We've got some other teams in the mix. Let's go ahead and show you. Alley Cat, what do you think about this squad? The Miami Heretics are coming off a hot 3-0 over Optic Texas, one of the biggest shockers of yesterday.
Oh yeah, this was insane. I feel like this was a prove-it series for Miami Heretics, because obviously they had that easier start of their schedule, and then they found 2 losses back-to-back. So for Miami Heretics, this was do or die, and I loved the interview we got from Deco afterwards saying, you know, scrims had actually been going terrible. We kind of just went into this loose, trying to do what we had to do, and well, friendship wins above all for the Miami Heretics.
Yeah, you know, for this team, don't nobody want to see them, Chris. Nobody wants to play Miami Heretics because they play so fast and just crazy amount of pace, and they play as a team. We saw it yesterday, like everybody has their moments of medals. That man throughout the control, just making huge plays, and you don't have time to schedule setup. You don't have time to get with that perfect positioning. It does not work, and we saw Optic get exposed in that regard yesterday from the Heretics. So for these guys, every game mode looking great, specifically the control. I think they're sitting at 5-1 in that game mode now.
As soon as you make this fly fast,
everybody
This is crazy. Even with a name change, even with a roster change, Optic Texas cannot escape the Florida curse. And what's crazy about the situation now is that these 2 teams are now around top 4 section, and Texas could face them round 1 at Boston.
LAG currently sitting at 2-4, looking to go 3-4 with a win against Miami, but that's not going to be easy, and it's not going to be easy anytime you play against Toronto. Let's talk about the Ultra that was red hot last night against the Subliners. They lost when it was all on the line at World Championships, but in the online match,
I can automatically have
some bombs. They held Subliners to the first
10 pals already.
point club we have seen in hardpoint for the 2024 season.
Yeah, I mean, they're the best respawn team in the game. They're sitting at 12-2 across both respawn game modes, and you know they have a fantastic team. This is why this team was built, and it felt like this match meant a lot more to them yesterday, just given how that finals went, and you know they did not disappoint, and especially Scrap. He had himself a hell of a performance in the respawns, and then you talk about Envoy as well. That crazy play on the P3 Karachi, like
I could watch that all day.
I could watch that all day. Exactly, like clean pause. You could tell it was something that they discussed how to approach that break, and you know for the Toronto Ultra, like this is a team that looks championship ready headed to Boston.
Only loss on the season so far was a 3-0 shocker to Boston right before the holidays. Toronto, the favorites coming into their matchup today, but here's what Scrap had to say about the win last night against the Subliners.
I mean, I don't know if we get better on LAN. I think that we're a super consistent team. You know, I don't think we get better or worse. It's just like we're kind of the same team. We kind of try to play as best as we can online, like we're going to play at the major. But I don't know. Hopefully it's just consistent going in there, and it's going to be a fun time.
Trying to stay consistent on LAN. So far, he's been very consistent online, but those numbers in the grand finals are numbers he's hoping to forget about.
Nah, this graphic is so wrong. Listen, Scrap had something to prove. I felt like he proved it yesterday, and obviously that's kind of why I brought up the question of, do you guys think you get better on LAN because how consistent you've been? Obviously, Boston's next week. They're feeling incredibly confident, and clearly still a lot to prove.
Yeah, I think you know they proved a lot yesterday, which is obviously very important for this team, and just getting over that hump, feeling like, okay, we made the right roster change. We beat this team. Yeah. They tried to pack a punch. It wasn't as strong as ours. Now we're ready to go.
Toronto is going to be opening the day. As we take a look at the schedule, we've got a good one. Vegas Legion. They've only got one win. Can they get a second? Or will it be the Heretic, Surge, and FaZe? Everyone on the right side of the screen except Legion. How do you see it going down, Allie?
And then Legion goes on one side and Unknown goes on the other.
So today, there's maybe some possibility. I'm looking mainly at the Minnesota Raptor and Surge match. I think that would probably be the best.
All right, lock in. It all gets started when we come back. Toronto takes on Las Vegas when we return.
I think you can trade.
You have like a faction or something.
Yeah, I think you can trade Pokemon.
That's awesome.
And you have to be on the lookout for like the lucky ones.
I'll look out for what?
Look out for lucky Pokemon. They like the shinies.
What does that mean?
I have a big old giant chicken who's lucky.
Nice.
I'm like, it's pointless. One thing that sucks though, which I wish they would fix, is fast travel.
Yeah. Wait, what do you mean? How is it broken?
In the city of Boston,
Don't have fast travel. You actually have to go to like a point fast travel. It'd be nice if you can just kind of fast travel from wherever, or craft something that lets you do it. You know?
Yeah. Like Waystones or something?
Yeah. Like, depending on what type of Pokemon you have, it takes forever to travel. If you don't have one at all.
Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hello?
Hi.
Hi. How's Pal World?
Good, I got my first flying Pokemon.
I love when the news coming in on a day-to-day. Already know what's happening, I don't gotta shake the hay. Big moves, big stepper in the right direction. The trip continues, every double use a psychedelic. I think they gon' need a minute. Look, I'm interested in making as opposed to making friends. Double bags, I've been paranoid, having the safest place, I'll take a check. Finishing this drink should only take a sec, but Mark just cut me off, he told me that I go on stage and tan. Walk out to my own shit on the main event. She my cologne after the show, she told me that shit was a favorite sense. Sprint advantage spacious, we can take it friends. What happened next, you can take a guess.
Welcome back, everybody. It's your number 2 seeded Toronto Ultra going up against Las Vegas Legion, a squad that has just 1 victory and has given up 2 reverse sweeps so far in the qualifiers. But for the Legion, the good news is this is just qualifiers. You're not in Boston yet, Allie.
Not in Boston yet, but I don't think anybody wants to head into Boston off of a loss either, and it's tough for Vegas Legion when you're going up against an undefeated team right now.
Let's start with their opposition. Toronto Ultra coming off that 3-0 over the Subliners, and the team looked like they could see through walls yesterday, Nate. We were hitting all kinds of shots.
Listen, Chris, we all saw it, all right? But listen, Toronto Ultra absolutely have been unbelievable. Every single last player, the first 2 weeks, all out. Kleenex, Insight, and Search and Destroy.
I think it was Pet Sim
This week so
99.
far in Scrap. Some stats about this guy, man. He's got 5,000 hardpoint damage per map right now. Absolutely getting back to the MVP form that we saw from last year. And it's leading to so much success. You could see the impact that Envoy has brought to the team so far. He's making the game easier for everybody. And you can see here in our Monster Energy pregame that hardpoint damage that we're talking about. It's not only leads the team, Chris, it leads the entire league. Number 2 in Slayer rating. And then hardpoint teamwork is key. Yes, if you look at, we have the stat sheet that has every stat. It's all green for all 4 players. Everywhere.
I wonder if you took up my second.
If you have 4 of the
base
top 6, your team's
So I
probably
wonder
picking up some dubs.
By
Yeah,
you
and it's
building
not
the
even
base, you
just
took
the
up the
hard
other
point, right? We
base.
saw what they were doing in
Slaughter.
Search and Destroy yesterday.
Oh,
What's even more impressive was the conversion rates. Toronto Ultra only had
I'm
4
sorry.
first
No,
bloods,
it
but Insight was 11 and 3.
No,
They were
refer
able to
to
take it in
that.
a 6-1 fashion. So for Toronto Ultra, just keep
Do you
doing
want
what
me
you're
to
doing.
dismantle?
For Vegas Legion, you've had some great
that's good.
moments,
You can leave
especially
it.
games 1 and 2. Let's take a look here at the roster representing Las Vegas that is on the struggle bus. Standy, the only player returning for
This
the
is
Legion in
giant experimental world,
2024, but
basically.
he's set up for success. He's got
Or
Attach,
for
World
grappling.
Champ. You've got Nero, SMG with all kinds of potential there. And then Purge, a player coming up from Challengers. But this team consistently falls short. What's going on in their camp?
Well, one glaring thing right now is, for some reason, the Vegas or the Legion organization cannot win control. You can see it in your Monster Energy pregame. They're 0-6 map count, 0-6 in control on the year, 5 series loss streak. Like, it has just been so tough for them. And then attacking and control, 2-12 round count, 12th in the league. And just, none of the stats are going to be great. And even when they play a map like Karachi, still can't win attacking, where that can be favored at times. So for Vegas Legion, it starts with that game mode. You have to make leaps and bounds to win control.
Yeah. For Vegas Legion, there's not much you can say. It's a lot of potential, like you said earlier. It's potential when it comes to Vegas Legion. They don't have a very big strength in a game mode. And when we look at the maps and modes, they act like they have a deep map pool. They've played almost every map in every single mode, but they're not winning them. So maybe some misplaced confidence for Vegas Legion.
Taking a look at the maps and modes, all of us are going to be taking Toronto, except for Nameless, who believes the Legion can do it in 3. Why did you pick the Legion, Nameless?
I did not pick the Legion. It is the cap on this app. But listen, man, I'm obviously going to be going with Toronto really in this series. For
No, he
Vegas
just
Legion.
left for a
We
minute.
just have to pull off a crazy upset because we're unanimous.
Yesterday was all upsets. Why shouldn't today continue with it? Let's send it over to our casters. Gentlemen, let's get this party started on our Super Saturday.
I think we have a transfer.
Thank you very much. Yes, we are kicking off day number 2 in this last week before Boston. This game may seem one-sided, but we've seen bigger games in the CDL go the other way. Chance the Legion have an opportunity here to upset everything before we head to the major.
And I'd say, if they pull off the upset, that's fantastic. But they're just looking for, whatever bit of positivity they can get before going into the major. Because, the desk used the word quite a few times. It is the correct buzzword for the Vegas Legion. The potential is there. All of these players at their peaks, obviously, Attach World Champ, and he's Mr. Consistent, but their SMG duo, they're, freakishly kind of scary with the pop-off potential. But it is a matter of getting it together. I gotta say as well for Purge, he's a rookie. He's the fresh face in the league. I know he struggled early on, but he does have
some stats
that he's shown of like
the potential is there.
I'm not.
As long as he's a player that
I remember Farah
Vegas is
took forever to
really
go back.
Of course, against Ultra though, that is one of the toughest tasks you're gonna have in the league.
Yeah, this Ultra team are looking to beat teams into the floor and keep them there for the entire time. And they want to set the pace going into Boston. I suspect that's what they'll be trying to do again here. And realistically, after their loss to Boston, there were some questions asked, and the answers have all been, hey, that was a fluke, watch us clean up for the rest of it, because they have been dominant everywhere.
Yeah, trying to clean up as well in this rotation. You see Insight. I mean, look, this is the player to watch if you want to sort of understand the fundamentals of the game.
Hey, I've got all the other
correct
stuff done.
things as an AR to do on the map.
So.
He's taking the deep routes. He's playing long-term respawns and getting the freebie kills of shooting in the back. And he is playing so distant as well for distraction to free up all the space for his teammates and a nice little force spree as well. Of course, that is a lot of effort.
And I put that in the notes.
They spawn right on top of him. But you can still look at the pressure. He has bought all of that map for 3 of his teammates now to be set up on that rotation towards B2. Insight is the player that makes the game easy for his teammates.
At the moment, that little bit of pressure as Legion will get 3 wiped away at this point. They're just trying to hold this one down, and you are right. Insight has been lights out so far this year. If you're an Ultra fan, it's exactly what you want to see. Usually solid, this time incredible.
None drop.
And you actually had, despite all that work, to get the spawns. Vegas still get the kills, so they wipe away P2 immediately. But I think the back spawns that came in through again caught Vegas off guard, and I mean that just leads with the close spawn into a setup, maybe just for the final 30 seconds. But it's a close game we have so far during their first 2 kills. Looks like Ultra are going to set themselves apart just a little bit on this.
By the way, Jugger, I did mention
Desperate to stay alive. Reinforcements maybe being able to help him out here as he will fall. They didn't get a couple of kills on the board. They do fight scrappy for this consistently. Just going toe-to-toe with the Legion at this point in the game is what they need to do, because they are going to have to fight uphill for the rest of the way.
And uphill or just being top third. Nero want to live in that power position, but Kleenex takes a big 2 down and on the rotation. Talk about Insight being a guy that makes the game easy for his teammates. Envoy in the exact same category. Stunned up though and gunned down. Vegas do a nice job clearing house on that rotation, getting set up around side the hill. I don't see a trophy in there for the moment, so Nero might have a difficulty staying alive. That is the case, and we got white time on the hill.
Hoping to get at least these things done.
Get back to this point, instantly cleaned up before them, and Ultra, they're putting a lot of pressure on down the side. Preferred is alive, trying to finds the second as well. Keeps on moving and proving that he's